Today we're looking at a machine that is, quite frankly, relentlessly fast, unapologetically loud, and completely defies all modern automotive logic. We are exploring the legendary Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat and its absolute apex predator form, the Demon 170. If you're a fan of engineering that just pushes the boundaries of sanity, well, you are definitely in the right place. You know, an Auto Trader review of the Hellcat captured this sort of bittersweet reality, calling it the world's last great muscle car. And really, what we're looking at here isn't just a vehicle, it's a monument to power. It's a relic of this ferocious era of supercharged V8 thunder that the automotive world is rapidly leaving behind in favor of silent, electrified efficiency. So get this. What vehicle can literally suck all the oxygen out of a 1,040 cubic foot room in just 60 seconds? I want to pose this question because it perfectly captures the sheer mechanical absurdity of the Hellcat's engine. According to the folks at Capital One Auto Navigator, if you were to run a Hellcat at full throttle, it would consume all the air in a room that size in exactly 1 minute. So if you ever find yourself locked in a garage with a Hellcat running, yeah, you might want to crack a window pretty fast.
Section 1. Birth of the Hellcat. Origins of a legend.
So the name Hellcat, it actually started out as just an internal code name over at Dodge, meant to pay homage to the World War II Grumman F-6F fighter plane. But the name so perfectly captured the raw, warlike power of the 6.2-liter engine they were building that it just stuck. It immediately let the Mustang and Camaro crowd know that a mean new dog, or actually, I should say a mean new cat, was in town. And right, you really can't talk about the name without mentioning that badge. Early design sketches for the Hellcat logo were actually pretty different. Designers played around with a cat facing forward with an evil grin, and even a cat with an arched back ready to attack. But ultimately they settled on this, the simple, hyper-aggressive profile of a snarling big cat facing toward the road. It just added the absolute perfect visual exclamation point to the whole car. Section 2. Power by the numbers. A mathematical monster. This is one of the coolest things. The crucial point here is how you actually access the car's power, because Dodge gave drivers a choice of keys. If you hand someone the black key, the car's computer actually limits the engine to 500 horsepower. I mean, that's still a massive number, but it's manageable. However, if you want to unlock the full fury of this machine, you use the red key. In the standard Hellcat, that grants you 717 horsepower. It is a genius piece of theater before you even start the engine. But naturally, all that power comes at a massive cost. 1.5. That's the number of gallons of gasoline the 6.2-liter supercharged V8 engine guzzles every single minute when you have it at full throttle. It is a spectacular, unbelievable display of excess. So, what exactly does all that fuel get you? Well, a quarter-mile time of 11.8 seconds at 125 miles per hour, as tested by Car and Driver. And keep in mind, that is for the standard Hellcat on normal street tires. We're talking about a 2-ton coupe that can absolutely demolish a drag strip straight out of the box. Section 3. The driving experience. Taming the beast. You see, one of the most defining characteristics of the Hellcat isn't just the sheer speed, it's the noise. Sitting right on top of that V8 is a massive 2.4-liter supercharger. When you put your foot down, you get that deep, classic American V8 rumble, sure, but layered right over the top of it is this high-pitched, almost alien spaceship scream from the supercharger. It is an entirely unique, spine-shivering soundtrack that you literally can't mistake for anything else. Now, to launch this thing properly, you need heat in the tires. Enter a feature called Lime Lock. Dodge built this in specifically for the drag strip. With the push of a button on the steering wheel, the car locks the front brakes independently while letting the rear tires just spin freely. This lets you do massive, stationary, smoky burnouts to melt the rubber to a perfectly sticky temperature right before a drag run. Section 4. The 1,025 HP Demon 170 Peak Muscle Car. So, as if the standard Hellcat wasn't crazy enough, in 2023, Dodge decided to pull all the governors off to celebrate the end of the V8 era. the Demon 170 absolutely shatters production car benchmarks. We jump from 717 horsepower to a mind-boggling 1,025 horsepower. The 0 to 60 time drops from 3.7 seconds down to a face-melting 1.66 seconds, and the acceleration pulls 2.004 Gs. That is literally the highest G-force acceleration of any production car ever. So how on earth does it actually hit 1,025 horsepower? Well, it doesn't rely on a red key this time. Instead, the car's computer actually senses the percentage of ethanol in the fuel you pump into it. When it detects high ethanol E85 fuel, meaning over 65% ethanol, a little gas pump icon on the instrument cluster turns blue, letting you know that the full 1,025 horsepower has just been officially unleashed. To make this car run the quarter mile in a blistering 8.91 seconds, Dodge put the Demon 170 on a brutal diet. You can order the car with no passenger seat, no rear seat, no trunk carpet, and zero sound insulation. It is a street-legal race car. In fact, it is so fast that the NHRA actually issued Dodge a violation letter because the car ran a sub-9-second quarter mile at the drag strip without a safety roll cage or a parachute. How crazy is that?
Section 5. End of an era. A V8 swan song.
This timeline really charts a brilliantly chaotic decade. Introduced in 2015, the Hellcat platform saw continuous, ridiculous escalations in power, peaking with the 2018 Demon and finally that 2023 Demon 170. To commemorate the final year of this legendary HEMI V8 in 2023, Dodge placed special last call plaques under the hoods of every Challenger and Charger, signaling a hard, permanent stop to production. So what comes next? Well, Dodge is transitioning to an electrified future with vehicles like the Charger Daytona SRT EV concept. With dual motors and massive instant torque, it promises incredible straight-line performance that could easily rival or even beat the gasoline cars of the past. But that leaves us with a pretty massive question to wrap up today's explainer. An EV can absolutely replicate the speed, sure. But can an electric motor ever replicate the unapologetic, roaring, supercharger screaming soul of a V8 Hellcat? Because the Hellcat was never just about getting from point A to point B quickly. It was about the noise, the vibration, and the absolute theater of the machine. The era of the Hellcat is over, but its legend is permanently burned into the pavement. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.